Praise be Jesus and Mary, now and forever. Many are invited, but few are chosen, says our Lord. Now in this parable, our Lord is referring to the heavenly feast. I should say the wedding feast is the heavenly feast. That, of course, our Lord is initially inviting all of us to attend. He wants to save all of our souls, and that's what we're dealing with here. The king, ready to invite everyone into the feast, of course, is the Father. Because note, he also points out, our Lord explicitly states, they kill the Son whom he sends, and the other servants, the prophets. All right, so they've killed the Son. Also, the Son is the groom, actually. That's our Lord. Then the servants are the prophets as he sent to warn everyone to turn back to him, to prepare them for that feast. And who are all those who are the invited guests who turn away or simply don't pay attention, turn away, ignore it, refuse it? You see? Another way of looking at this, and St. Paul uses this analogy very much, the bridegroom, Christ the bridegroom, and the church the bride. But our Lord is actually calling all of us to the feast. And there are examples here of what our Lord is speaking out even in the Old Testament. Cities that fall into sin and are destroyed. Precisely because they fell into sin. They turned away. Right? There may have been some faithful left there, but very few. In the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, well, Lot was saved and his family. His wife made the mistake of turning back and was turned to a pillar of salt, but the rest of them were saved. But they were the only ones. The rest of them had all fallen into the most horrible sins, and the city was destroyed. So our Lord here said the invited guests are almost all of us, if we're not careful. We turn away and sin. We have to remind ourselves, sin does exist. We do offend God. Sin is offenses against God. We do offend God. And we have to turn away from it. And time again, either our Lord has appeared or His most blessed Mother, many times, to warn us of that. We must turn away. We must begin to pray and to exercise penance. And we're bidden over and over again. Penance and prayer, sacrifice and prayer. And in a day and age as ours, so immersed in sin and evil, how we need to turn to that. The saint of today, St. Rosa of Lima, did precisely that. Now this is back in the 1500s in Lima, in Peru. She was a contemporary and friend of St. Martin de Porres, who was the lay brother Dominican. She too was a third order Dominican. But she lived at home, and this, as we saw in the opening prayer, and it's quite true, she exercised penance and much prayer, very deeply. She also exercised charity. She went out to help the poor, to those who were sick and ailing, whatever. But she went out to help as well. The rest of the time she spent at home in deep prayer, much time. Very close to God throughout her life, very short life actually. I think she lived to be about 33 or 34. But she exercised that penance and prayer much, and inspired others to do the same. We are called to do the same, and how we need it. We must pray and sacrifice to make reparation for the very sins we ourselves commit and fallen, and everyone else as well. In a most prominent way, Our Lady did this at Fatima, in a very intense way, which the three children exercised to a heroic degree. Two of them are now canonized saints, one is a servant of God. But that's how they got there, so young as they were at the time. Actually, believe it or not, Saints Jacinta and Francisco are the two youngest canonized saints that were not martyrs. Their cousin, Sister Lucia, the servant of God, of course, went on to live a very long life, just as Our Lady had predicted. So she has only died not that long ago, such that it's too soon yet for her to be beatified, but her cause is open. She is a servant of God. In any case, they lived that call of Our Lady to a heroic degree for the rest of their lives. We are called to do the same, and we must not be afraid of it. How we need to. And the other thing she bid us do, pray the rosary every day. She's calling us to do that, and how much we need it. All of us must pray the rosary every day. There's now going on a rosary novena of rosaries, novena of rosaries, 54. You can start even now, but continue to pray those 54. You can find leaflets, hopefully they're in the back now, they're supposed to be, that will guide you through it. And then there's being prepared also a coast-to-coast rosary movement. Everyone is going to be praying the rosary. Several have already registered throughout the country. Now on October 7th, the very feast of Our Lady of the Rosary, and how we need it. And we invite you and implore you to pray and prepare for this and pray the rosary every day. This, and whatever sacrifices you can offer, every sacrifice, all right, much penance and prayer, we need to offer it in reparation for all the sins and evil in our world. All of us must do so. Let us together, all of us, if everyone will join together, everyone will pray, everyone will fast, penance, we can turn the whole world situation around. See, God can do it all at once if He wants to, but He's waiting for us to say yes. He's waiting for us to choose it. We must pray, all of us. Praise be Jesus and Mary, now and forever.